Lucifer was all around me. So I kept running until I found my safe haven. I was trying to convince myself.
Hello. Welcome. My name is Joe. I'm gonna perform for you all today. I'm super excited. As always, I get really nervous. But today I wanted to share a story. This is the first love story that I wrote and performed. And so the show was called Love Jones. And so if you've seen the movie, you know, it's a vibe. And I wanted to talk about how in this relationship it was a vibe, for lack of a better word or phrase. So I just want to take you on a journey tonight. There's so much going on in the world, and so I want you to feel this. I want you to listen. Let me know what you think. I gotta give big ups to the Vortex for having me tonight. My kindred brother, Jeremy, and tonight let's just vibe and let's have a good time. So the first piece I'm gonna perform is called Love Type Love. I want a love type love that makes me go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak love type love. I'll make love to you, love type love. Your love is a one in a million, that Aaliyah love type love. I'll drink your bathwater love type love. Okay. Maybe not, because that's that nasty love type love. But I do want you to have that nasty, freaky love type love in the bedroom love type love. I want that speechless love type love, because you look too fucking good for words love type love. I used to dream of a type of love that would have me tasting your scent, hearing the dance within your eyes, seeing your words, that backwards love type love. I want that sweet love, that Anita Baker love type love that would have me singing in the shower, whistling while walking down the street, humming when I have random thoughts of you love type love. We got this Alicia Keys, if I ain't got you, baby love type love, that you see right through me, that Nicki Minaj like love type love. I mean, I want that sexy love, because if you lick your lips on the right day, in the right way, at the right time, my draws is coming off right then, love type love. I mean, you can get the business love type love. You can get the whole goddamn industry love type love. We got this inspirational love type love. Or at least that's what I want. That united we stand, divided we fall love type love. That good times Florida and James Evans love type love. I want that. Let's go back in time. Back to we was in high school love type love. And we was on our mamas and our daddy's phone saying, you hang up. Nah, you hang up. Nah, really. You hang up first. Nah, baby, you hang up first. Okay, on the count of three, we both go hang up. 1, 2, 3. And we both still on the phone love type love. I mean, I want a love type love that would have me post a picture of you on my forehead just so I can walk around and say that I couldn't get you off my mind love type love. So tell me, who knows where I can find this love type love? So I started with that piece because growing up as a Black gay child, there were so many things that I wanted, so many things that, in terms of love, in terms of a partner, in terms of searching for it. And I wish I saw more representations of like what it meant to be Black, gay, and in love with another Black gay man. And I didn't see that a lot growing up, but I wanted to see it. And so what I did, by the way, my name is Joe. I forgot to say that. I started this with one of my best friends, Will, this project where we could show our stories and tell our own stories. And so this story came from, um, it was Jesus. He came to a show and he was like, I've never seen two Black men in love or in a relationship on stage. And so I was like, me neither. So I wrote a show about um, this guy I dated. And I think it was transformative. And I learned a lot from him. And so this show is dedicated um, to him and to the time that we shared. And I don't think, I don't think I could be who I am today without this person. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Mahogany Project. That's the theater collective we have. And again, my name is Joe. But in talking and writing this show, I realized like, okay, I've never seen love, right? I want it. I'm craving it, but I've never seen it. I don't know like what to do about it. And so I think at the time for me, it was important to go back to the roots of the first man that I ever loved and like who was that? And so essentially, I wrote this piece called "The First Man I Loved." The first man I loved was complicit in the coordination of my insecurities, ensuring my self-esteem would always be an exaggerated version of feeling like monuments of nothing. He was guilty of giving me a firsthand experience of how my emotions were worthless. My first love treated me like a gimmick, giving me vibes that I was nothing more than a gumball. He spent a dime to get out of the machine. You see, my first love left me in hallways hurts, feeling the bruises of broken promises and crippled commitments. The mangled mess that we call the relationship was nothing more than damage from days of deceit, deception, and dishonesty. My first love let my needs and wants be placed on the wayside. He treated me as a token, holding me hostage to his will. I was begging for one more night with him like a junkie in back alleys and bedrooms. I told him my love language was words of affirmation. And the only thing that he could affirm was the feeling of pain that he caused. He showed me he was a master manipulator, teaching me the hard lesson that love hurts and it's painful. My first love made me realize that I deserved better and that I deserved more. I never knew what love truly was until I realized what it wasn't with him. The first man that I loved was malicious and made me realize that he was the type of man I would never want to marry. My first love, a man whose legacy was nothing more than fraudulence, forgery, and fabrication. My first love made me feel ashamed. My first love was my father. You know, I'm one of the things that I'm open about in telling my story is my dad used and abused drugs from long before I was in the picture, but until I was at least 12. And I don't think, unless you're in this situation, you really know how to process that. Like my father stayed like 10 minutes away from me, and we he was a stranger to me. I remember telling people that when I grew up that my dad was dead, because not that I was ashamed of him and the things that he did, but because he was not in my life, but he was very present in my life. And I don't know how to explain that other than saying like, it's just different. But in thinking about the first man I loved, which was my father, and thinking about this this guy that I enjoyed, I saw similarities not in them and who they were, but in my reaction to them and seeking love and wanting to be around. And so in this story, I think it's important to talk about what I wanted and then what I saw and what I experienced with love. And now I want to take you on the journey of the first time I met the guy who was like so transformative in my life. And we met, we was friends, and then on January 23rd of that year, we became more than friends. I remember the first time I saw you. 425 was the location. Baby blue was the color, and that ass was the message that I received. But I just wanted to be cool, cordial, your friend, maybe someone to hang with from time to time and do Netflix with no chill instead of your fuck buddy or friends with benefits or whatever the fuck we're going to fucking you. This time my dick was going to stay in my pants and my heart was going to be locked away. Because you look like the type of dude that likes to break them. You seemed hella dope, hella cool, calm, and collected. You were always down to drink whiskey, talk shit, shoot the breeze, and big kick it. You was different. But somehow, some way, it still felt like I had known you for 3,000 forevers. Maybe our past lives had met in the past. Or maybe in an alternate timeline, our next lifetimes were already getting acquainted. Maybe our paths had crossed at UT. But my memory wasn't doing the due diligence to remember those beautiful brown eyes and that bountiful backside, a handsome face. You stepped into my mind in ways that I never imagined, as if you were a character from Inside Out, but the buttons that you were pushing were bringing me straight to attention. And I'm starting to wake up with you on both my brain and my head. I was starting to develop feelings outside of just friendship. As your laugh became intoxicating, your presence became a necessity. It was 3 months after 1010 and after meeting those beautiful browns that I had the chance to go for the prize. January 23rd, when we shared our first kiss, and your eyes are staring into my eyes, and my eyes are staring into your eyes, and I hesitated. I wasn't used to the feeling of your lips on mine the night of January 23rd. Your eyes were like the Bermuda Triangle. Your lips made me feel like I had just bitten into the first succulent strawberry of the summer season. The nuzzle of my nose and your neck saturated my sense of smell with the honey and oat scents of my backwash that you used. I could stare into your universe all day. You were the physical representation of my mama telling me that the stove was hot, but I kept reaching to touch you, kiss you, hold you, rub you, caress you, to be with you. Our bodies was able to recreate the magic that were Marvin and Tammy's voices. You're all I need to get by. And in that moment, you made me feel like I got high for the first time, and I only had the munchies for you. That night, the spread of our future kids and a chemistry that neither one of us was ready to handle. January 23rd, the day I left you littered with every essence of me, and we shared the secrets of Saturn and sex. January 23rd, the day I fucked around with my best friend and would unknowingly fuck over what fate was trying to free up to be an amazing friendship. January 23rd, the beginning of the end. I think in any relationship, what happens is you obviously start to talk about like your past and like what happened. And one of the things that we talked about growing up is, we all have baggage. We all have shit that we don't want to talk about with our partners, with our friends, and anything like that. And so I've always been like a bigger gay guy, fat, thick, big bones, whatever you want to call it. And I remember growing up, the things that I heard from my family was just, in some ways, like it just made me feel so body conscious. I'm not like that now, but growing up as a kid who already felt isolated and alone, I felt like I was huge. Sorry, I don't perform that much. But I felt like I was huge. And so I remember sharing like what I felt with him growing up one night. And so this piece is called The Fat Faggot. I've always been the fat faggot. My weight and sexual orientation have seemed to be a topic of discussion my family reveled in, with or without me present, as if it were casual conversation or as simple as saying, pass the peas. I was 11, and a cousin asked me why I was going for a second hot dog. My mom had just taken me to get a physical and told the doctor that I ate every 30 minutes. My aunt looked at me and asked why I was getting so bigger. I was the black sheep to them. My sexual orientation up for debate. When I didn't even know who I was, are you gay? They would ask. And I don't really know what gay is, but I know it's something that I shouldn't be. I don't know how to feel. But I know I like the dudes on the block. I know that I don't know is not the appropriate answer, so I lie. But the questions of my queerness don't stop. You sound like a girl, they said. Why you ain't fucking these females? They asked. My mom puts me in football as if that was going to make me more masculine. The fact that I like men, sports are not the answer for me. But it adds a target on my back because now, instead of my family asking about my sexuality and discussing how fat I am, my friends are wondering whether this boy from Wheatland and Willoughby likes women, or if the rumors of him being a sissy and a punk are true. It was seventh grade, the first time that this fat faggot contemplated suicide. I had just gotten into an argument with my mom on why I never played sports like my brother and why I wasn't him. It later led as to why I don't defend her like he does, and ended with me crying and once again being too emotional. No, I am angry. I go and I listen to Monica. And I turned up the speakers because I didn't want anyone to hear me cry. I decided against cutting myself and decided that maybe taking the bottle of pills would alleviate the messiness of my murder. I was 12. I used to think I was 12. I was always the fat faggot to my family. I used to think that I was adopted because my mannerisms didn't match theirs. Why was I so different? Why was I so abnormal? So I grow up with years of feeling insecure and ugly, too fat, too gay, too ugly, too thin, too much. And I carried that around like I carried around the extra weight on my body. I let this consume my thoughts. And it was a cancer to my confidence. I was a fake, a fraud. I portrayed an image that I never believed in. The shadow of suicide constantly following me. Why did they not love me? Why did my daddy not care for me? I was a fat faggot that no one understood until I met him. And he called me sexy. And he told me that I was cute. And he told me that he made me feel alive. He made me feel like I can conquer the world. With him, my voice was a force to be reckoned with. With him, my spirit could save lives. He saved me. I wasn't the fat faggot with him. I was simply Joe. Let me get a little towel really quickly. I'm sorry, I didn't anticipate crying, but it happened. Okay, here we go. Sorry, everyone. So I start to share that growing up. And we continue this amazing, just transformative process of getting to know one another and understanding like who we are as individuals. And I remember the first time we had sex. I woke up the next morning and started this piece. And if you listen to music, please know I wrote this piece to Coffee by Miguel, without Wale in it, but the version with just Miguel. And It's called Again. Excuse me. The rays of the sunlight play peekaboo with the blinds. I hear the slight murmur of your beating heart. My hand grazes your side and pulls you closer to me. I can feel the heat radiating from your body as you press your back to my front, causing my friend to stir, trying his hardest to find his way back home. I feel you flinch as our legs intertwine and mine mingle with yours. Our bodies have come accustomed to one another, knowing the curves and rides as well, knowing how best to mold myself into you, knowing exactly where I'm going to go. In that moment, I feel my eyes clench and tighten as the feelings of a slight tap start to bang against my temples. A mini headache is trying its hardest to form. My throat and mouth are dry, almost aching, begging, craving for a drip of water. The ever so faint scratchiness of my throat informs me that my body is doing its best to purge the vodka that we drank last night, but it's failing miserably. Vodka that helped throw my values out the window. Vodka that made my morals move to the forefront of my mind, move from the forefront of my mind. Your usual caramel skin is littered with red rosettes and compliments of my mouth, tongue, lips. The smell of sex and dashed principles suffocate the room, causing my breath to become shallow as memories from the night's escapades try their hardest to gain access back into my memory. All I can remember are the positions, a kiss that started it all, and a conversation about where we go next that never got resolved. You turned over, and now your beautiful brown eyes are staring into my eyes. My eyes are staring into your beautiful brown eyes, both full of wonder and surprise. While we squint as the sun rises, I kiss you. My tongue plays patty cake with my tongue plays patty cake in your mouth. And it feels so damn good. My hand roams down your backside, finding that backside that should be its own monument. I grab it. The low moan escapes your body. Here we are again. As familiar as I am with the scene, it still feels so distant. We throw caution to the wind, kissing and loving each other, not thinking about the consequences that we just talked about the night before, saying we should focus on just being friends again. But in an instant, I hear the light snoring from your body. The joy and highs from the night have fled. My high from ecstasy, or what I would call you and me, has become a distant memory. Fleeting images of the night before fade back into the background as doubt creeps into my mind, wondering whether the first, second, third, or fourth times were really worth it. We're friends, good friends, who fuck around and continue to fuck up what could be a lifelong friendship. Again, good morning, you whisper. And without thinking, my mouth finds yours. My hands intertwine with yours. My body is intermingled with yours. And I leave a trail of kisses from your neck to your stomach. And then I stop. You're so fucking sexy, I tell you. And I see the sly smile form. And I know you want to say something, but a smart ass comment rolls off your tongue. I know, you say. And I can't help but smile. I pull you up to me. I slowly hesitate before kissing you because we're friends, friends that probably shouldn't be doing this, friends that may regret this when we leave. But for now, I want you again, and you want me again. And again, we go again with you on top of me, riding the shit out of me again. And I know this may not be right, but I don't want this to end again. However, it does with you spreading your joy all over my stomach. Deep breaths become more shallow as we finish and come back down from the high as we come back to our senses only to realize this was a mistake. This never happened, you say. I swallow. I know. So what does this mean, you ask? And I don't really know. But I see your beautiful brown eyes looking into mine, and I feel like you want the answers, but I don't have them. But I don't want to tell you that truth because I know this low key freaks you out, and this is weird and awkward and unexpected. And underneath the cool facade, I'm scared shitless. It means we got too drunk. I laugh. But we'll be fine because this won't happen again. Um, After that, we kept doing it again. But one of the things that we also realized is that how we talked about how much we mean to one another, and I told them, saying I love you had happened from when we were friends, but I think it was a different type of love once we started being involved with one another. And I remember the night I told him why I loved him. So this is called Why I Love You. I love you. And from the moment my eyes met your eyes, I realized that we were meant to be together. And maybe not forever, but for right now, because I loved you. And I love you still, but not because of the things you do for me, but because of what you do to me. You compliment me. You're always picking up the pieces that I missed and making up for all the skills that I lack. I mean, you complete me. And because before our bodies connected, our minds did. Before our minds connected, our souls did. And all of a sudden, two heartbeats become one, beating together in perfect unison. You respect me and treat me how a king is supposed to be treated, because we can lay in bed naked as the day we were born, but nothing would happen because you want to make love to my mind before making love to my body. And you actually listen to me. I love you. I love you because I feel safe. I remember the first time you held me in your arms, I told myself there were no other arms I would ever want to be in because yours were the perfect fit. I love you. And even if we were craving a lifetime together, I would still be craving one more second just to see you, just to hold you, just to touch you, just to kiss you, just to love you. I love you. I love you because I'm not afraid to be anything other than the person that I am. Because to you, the inside is way more beautiful than the outside ever will be. And you push me. You push me to be the best me that I can ever be in my life. With you by my side, I feel as though I can move mountains, make oceans obey, stop storms, halt hurricanes, tear up tornadoes, because you give me the strength to conquer life. I love you. And I don't think you understand what I'm really saying. I am in love. And maybe no one can relate to this, but I'm telling you, it's a wonderful feeling. I felt you understood, because that I put up a front because I've been hurt in the past and don't want to give my heart away. And you're constantly unpacking the baggage that I bring with me and melting the ice from around my heart. I feel 50 when he said I would love you like a fat kid loves cake. Except I will be the fat kid. And you will be the cake, chocolate cake. And I would have you with a glass of milk that would taste just like the sweet nectar your body naturally produces after hours of love making. You told me that you never wanted to see me cry because of you, so I won't. I will never shed another tear because of anything that you did directly to me. But sometimes I think about the love that we had and I can't help but cry. Cry for all those souls who will never feel a love as good as ours. I love you because when I was sick, you came to my bedside and fed me soup, then kissed me on my forehead and told me that I was the most beautiful man you've ever met right after I threw up on you. I love you. It's just too bad these feelings that I have for you, you're starting to feel for someone else. So that's how, not to, that's how it ended um, with me and him. But I have one last piece that I want to talk about, and I think it's important for things to come full circle. And I saw him at a crawfish boil years after that, after he told me that he was in love with someone else or like someone else. And this is what happened. And so it's just called Happy. What do you say to the one who broke your heart? What do you say to the man that you gave everything to, the one you risked it all for? What do you say when you're face to face with the face of the man with those beautiful brown eyes that you grew to love? But here I am at a crawfish boil on a midsummer night while my friend is crying and drunk at 10 p.m. with a vodka water in my hand when time stops. And the man that I loved more than I loved life itself walks in. The man I gave pieces of myself that I will never get back walks in. And I'm wondering, am I really over him? Do I still love him? Years have passed and distance has grown between us, but our connection is the elephant in the room. Our chemistry is apparent. What do you say? How do you feel? For a moment, I'm taken back in time to a time when all I wanted to do was to spend more time with you, watch volleyball matches, stay up for hours and vibe, be cool, calm, but never collected. Seeing you transfers me back to the first time I saw you, when baby blue was the color, 425 was the location, and that ass was the message that I received. I'm taken back in time to a time when my mom was sick and it was in your arms that tears ran down my face and you rocked me to sleep. Telling me that it was going to be okay. I'm taken back in time to dreams I devised with you, hopes I had held on to of wanting to be with you, of us together. I gave you my love. But what do you say to the man who ripped your heart out? Do you remind them of the time they told you time was up and that they no longer had time to be with you? Do you remind them of Brandon, the one that they left you for? Do you remind them of midnight? On your birthday, standing on the stoop under the light of the stars when they told you that they loved someone else. I saw a future with him. But that was nothing more than dashed dreams and a never-ending nightmare. I wanted my last next to his first. I wanted kids. I wanted a white picket fence. It's 10 p.m. I'm sipping the vodka water in my hand. And he's standing right in front of me, nervous because he doesn't know what I'm going to do. And honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do. My friend that was crying is staring at the two of us, not knowing what the hell is we're about to do. Not even God herself knows what's about to happen. What do you say to the man who broke your heart? One who unknowingly embedded insecurities into your spirit, broke your soul, and treated you like trash on the street. It's 10 p.m. We're back under the light of the stars, and your eyes are staring into my eyes. My eyes are staring into your eyes, full of curiosity and surprise. I'm staring at the face of the man I know like the back of my own hand, the man I know better than I know my own self. I'm staring at my past, and I finally feel like the lock of love that he placed on me is broken, unlocked. I finally feel like I can walk away. I see Joe. I see love. But more importantly, I see my own light. And I can appreciate Joe so much more for what he overcame. I no longer see a failure. I see clarity. What do you say to the man that broke you? Thank you for finally setting me free. Thank y'all so much tonight. My name is Joe. I'm with the Mahogany Project. Yeah, I just, find us on Facebook at Mahogany Project, Twitter at Mahogany Project, Instagram at Mahogany Projects. We're working on our brand new show called Legacy. It will be out virtually this fall, winter, and then hopefully next year we can bring you the new stage show. Volume 7, Legacy, is about a historical look at like where this movement with like Black queer liberation has happened, intersected with the current movement. So thank you again. I appreciate y'all. Bye.
Making myself realize what my foundation was.
In the room, and I run it.